Everyone told me to do baby-led weaning with my first baby. Then other people said I was crazy and should start with purees. I was so confused. I wanted to do the right thing, but nobody agreed on what that was, so I tried both. With 3 different babies, I experimented with different approaches. Today I'm breaking down baby-led weaning versus purees, what actually works, and how to keep your baby safe while they learn to eat. Before we get into the methods, let's talk about timing. The American Academy of Pediatrics recommends starting solids around 6 months. Some babies are ready at 4 or 5 months. Some aren't ready until closer to 7 months. It's not about the exact age. It's about developmental readiness. Signs your baby is ready. They can sit up with minimal support. Not perfectly, but reasonably stable. They have good head and neck control. They're not flopping around. They've lost the tongue thrust reflex. This is when babies automatically push food out of their mouth with their tongue. Newborns have this, but it disappears around 4 to 6 months. They show interest in food, reaching for your plate, watching you eat, opening their mouth when food comes near. If your baby isn't showing these signs yet, wait. There's no rush. Starting too early can be frustrating for everyone and isn't necessary. One important thing. Before 6 months, breast milk or formula is still baby's primary nutrition. Solid foods are just practice at first. They're learning to eat, not actually getting most of their calories from food yet. That doesn't happen until closer to 9 or 10 months, so don't stress if they're not eating much at first. That's completely normal. Let's start with purees because that's what most of our parents did with us. How it works. You spoon feed your baby smooth, pureed foods. Start with single ingredients: sweet potato, avocado, rice cereal, oatmeal. Introduce one new food every 3 to 4 days to watch for allergies. Gradually increase texture from smooth purees to mashed foods to soft chunks. The progression: Stage 1, around 6 months. Super smooth purees. Think applesauce consistency. Stage 2, around 7 to 8 months. Thicker purees with tiny soft lumps. Stage 3, around 9 to 10 months. Mashed foods with small chunks. By 12 months, baby is eating mostly table foods. Pro: why parents choose this? More control. You control what goes in and how much they eat. Less scary. You're putting food in their mouth, not watching them grab it and potentially choke. Less messy. Spoon feeding is neater than self-feeding. Easier to start younger. If your baby is ready at 4 to 5 months, purees are safer than finger foods. You can track intake better. You know they ate the whole container of sweet potato. Cons? The downsides. Time-consuming if you make your own purees. Steaming, blending, freezing in ice cube trays. Expensive if you buy jars. Those little pouches add up fast. Delayed self-feeding skills. Baby isn't learning to feed themselves yet. Some research suggests it might lead to pickier eating later because babies aren't exposed to different textures early. Harder to continue once baby wants independence. Around 9 to 10 months, many babies refuse to be spoon-fed. What I did with my first baby. I started purees at 5 months because she seemed ready and I was nervous about choking. I made my own purees for about 2 weeks, then gave up and bought jars. Making them was exhausting. She did fine with purees. She ate well, gained weight appropriately. But around 9 months, she started refusing the spoon. She wanted to feed herself. That's when I transitioned to more finger foods and wished I'd started them earlier. Now let's talk about baby-led weaning, or BLW. This is what everyone on Instagram is doing with their aesthetically pleasing high chair photos. How it works. From day 1 of starting solids, baby feeds themselves. No purees. No spoon feeding from you. You offer soft finger foods about the size of an adult finger. Baby grabs the food and brings it to their own mouth. The philosophy: baby learns to self-regulate their intake from the beginning. They explore textures, tastes, and temperatures independently. They're included in family meals from the start. It promotes fine motor development and hand-eye coordination. Typical first foods: steamed sweet potato wedges, roasted until soft. Avocado slices, ripe and soft. Steamed broccoli florets, big enough to grip. Banana cut in half lengthwise so they can hold it. Toast strips with a thin smear of nut butter. Soft-cooked pasta, scrambled eggs. Pros: why parents love it, less work. No pureeing. You cook for the family. Baby eats what you eat, modified for safety. Develops motor skills faster. Baby is practicing grasping, bringing food to mouth, chewing, less picky eating. Research suggests BLW babies accept different textures better. Fun for baby. They enjoy the independence and sensory experience. Integrates with family meals. Everyone eats together. Cons: the real challenges. Messy. I cannot emphasize this enough. Food everywhere. Floor, hair, wall, dog. Scary. Watching your baby gag is terrifying, even when it's normal. Slower eating. Baby might not eat much at first. They're learning, not actually filling up. You need to be comfortable with them getting most nutrition from milk for longer. Not ideal for daycare. Many daycares aren't equipped for BLW and require purees, harder to track intake. You have no idea how much they actually ate versus threw on the floor. What I did with my second baby, I was determined to do pure BLW. I read all the books. I started at 6 months with steamed vegetables and soft fruits. She loved it. She'd sit in her high chair for 30 minutes just exploring food. But she wasn't actually eating much, and I stressed about whether she was getting enough nutrition. My pediatrician reassured me milk was still her main food source. The solids were just practice. By 9 months, she was eating significant amounts, but those first few months were anxiety-inducing for me. Here's the secret nobody tells you. Most parents end up doing a combination of both methods. And that's totally fine. There's no prize for being a purist. How combination works offer purees sometimes, especially for foods that are hard to do as finger foods like yogurt, oatmeal, or soups. Offer finger foods sometimes, especially at family meals or when baby wants independence. Follow baby's lead. Some days they want to be fed. Some days they want to feed themselves. Why this works? Practical. Purees are easier for daycare or when you're out. Flexible. You adjust based on what's working that day. Exposure to both textures. Baby learns to manage different types of food. Less pressure. You're not locked into one rigid method. What I did with my third baby, I gave up on having a method. I started with purees at 5 months because I had them left over from my second baby. Around 6 months, I also started offering finger foods at dinner when we were all eating together. Some meals were purees, some were finger foods, some were both. She learned to eat everything. She's now the least picky eater of all 3 kids. Was it the combination approach? Or just her personality? I don't know, but the relaxed attitude definitely helped me stress less. Now the scary part that every parent worries about. Choking. Let me be clear. Babies can choke on any food, pureed or not. But you can minimize risk with proper food preparation and supervision. Gagging versus choking, know the difference. Gagging is normal, it's loud. Baby is coughing, making noise. Eyes might water, face might turn red. Gagging is baby's natural reflex to move food that's too far back in their mouth forward. It sounds awful. It looks scary. But it's how babies learn to eat safely. You'll see gagging most in the first few weeks of starting solids. Choking is silent. Baby can't breathe, can't cry, can't cough, might turn blue. Choking is an emergency. You need to know infant CPR. Take an infant CPR class before starting solids. This is non-negotiable in my opinion. You probably won't need it, but if you do, you need to know what to do immediately. Foods to avoid: choking hazards, whole grapes, cut them in quarters lengthwise, cherry tomatoes, also quarter them. Hot dogs. These are terrible choking hazards. If you serve them, cut them lengthwise into thin strips, then cut those strips into small pieces. Whole nuts. No nuts until at least age 4 to 5. Popcorn. Wait until at least age 4. Hard raw vegetables like carrots or apples. Steam them until soft or grate them. Globs of nut butter. Never give a spoonful of peanut butter. Spread it thin on toast. Large chunks of meat. Cut into very small pieces or shred it. Sticky foods like gummy candy or marshmallows. Safe food preparation. Cook vegetables until soft. You should be able to squish them between your fingers. Fruit should be ripe and soft. Meat should be tender and moist, cut into small pieces or strips. Bread can be toasted lightly, easier to chew than soft, gummy fresh bread. Pasta should be well cooked. Supervision, always. Never leave baby alone while eating, ever. Baby should be sitting upright in a high chair, not reclined. No eating in the car seat while driving. You can't see them properly. No eating while walking or playing. Remove distractions. No TV, no toys at the table while eating. Let's talk about what foods to start with and how to progress. Good first foods: puree or BLW, sweet potato, high in nutrients, naturally sweet, babies love it. Avocado, healthy fats for brain development, soft texture. Banana, easy to digest, naturally sweet. Oatmeal iron fortified is great, mix with breast milk or formula. Steamed pear or apple. Steamed broccoli or cauliflower. When to introduce allergens? New research says introduce common allergens early, not late. The old advice was to wait until age 1 to 2. That advice was wrong. Now we know introducing allergens between 4 to 6 months actually reduces allergy risk. Common allergens to introduce: peanuts, thin peanut butter on toast or peanut powder mixed in food, eggs, dairy, yogurt, cheese, tree nuts, almond butter, cashew butter, fish, soy, wheat. Introduce one at a time, a few days apart to watch for reactions. But don't delay these foods. Early introduction is protective. Nutrients to focus on. Iron. Babies need iron starting at 6 months. Iron-fortified cereals, meat, beans, dark leafy greens. Healthy fats. Brain development requires fat. Avocado, nut butters, full-fat yogurt, olive oil. Zinc meat, beans, whole grains. Don't stress about this. Offer a variety of foods and baby will get what they need. What about baby cereal? Rice cereal used to be the standard first food. It's fine, but it's not necessary. It's a source of iron, which is good, but there's nothing magical about it. You can start with vegetables, fruit, or any other appropriate food. I used oatmeal cereal with my first baby, then never bought it for babies 2 and 3. Let me address the worries I hear constantly. My baby won't eat. Normal. At first, most food ends up on the floor. Baby is learning. This is practice. As long as baby is gaining weight appropriately and drinking plenty of milk, they're fine. Don't force it. Keep offering food. They'll eat when they're ready. Everything ends up on the floor. That's learning. Babies learn through touch, taste, texture, and yes, throwing. Get a splat mat under the high chair. Feed the dog. Lower your standards. This phase doesn't last forever. My baby is constipated. Common when starting solids. Offer more water. Babies can drink water from a cup starting at 6 months. Offer pea foods, prunes, pears, peaches, peas. These help with bowel movements. Cut back on binding foods like bananas and rice cereal temporarily. If it persists, talk to your pediatrician. I'm worried about allergies. Watch for symptoms after introducing new foods: rash, vomiting, diarrhea, difficulty breathing. Mild rash around the mouth is often just irritation from the food itself, not an allergy. True allergic reactions are more severe and systemic. If you're concerned, introduce new allergens in the morning so you can watch for reactions during the day. My baby hates vegetables. Keep offering them. It can take 10 to 15 exposures before baby accepts a food. Don't give up after 1 or 2 tries. Mix vegetables with foods they like, sweet potato mixed with apple, for example. And remember, you're building habits for life. Keep offering healthy foods even if they're rejected at first. After 3 babies and 9 years as a PA, here's my actual advice. Start when baby is ready, not when the calendar says to. If they're showing all the signs at 5 months, start purees. If they're not interested until 7 months, that's fine too. Choose the method that fits your family. If you have time and energy for BLW, great. If you're exhausted and daycare requires purees, great. If you want to do both, great. There's no wrong choice as long as baby is safe and fed. Take an infant CPR class. This gives you confidence to handle gagging and choking. You'll feel so much better knowing you can handle an emergency. Lower your expectations about mess. This stage is disgusting. Accept it now. Get a dog. Get a splat mat. Embrace the chaos. Focus on exposure, not consumption. At first, success is baby touching food, exploring it, maybe tasting it. They don't need to eat a full serving. Milk is still their main nutrition for many months. Don't stress about pickiness. Article toddlers go through picky phases. The method you use for starting solids doesn't guarantee anything. Just keep offering variety and modeling healthy eating. With my first baby, I thought I had to pick a side. Team Puree or Team BLW. I stressed about doing it right. Now I know there's no right way. There's only what works for your baby and your family. My first baby had purees and transitioned to table foods around 9 months. She's fine. My second baby did mostly BLW from the start. She's fine. My third baby had a mix of everything. She's fine. They all learn to eat. They all have different food preferences based on their personalities, not the method I used. The method doesn't matter as much as we think it does. What matters is that you're offering a variety of healthy foods, keeping babies safe, and not making mealtime stressful. That's it. That's the secret. Starting solids is exciting and messy and a little scary, but you'll figure it out. Your baby will learn to eat. Whether you do purees, BLW, or a combination, it'll be fine. Tell me in the comments, what approach are you planning to use? Or if you've already started solids, what worked for your baby? Let's help each other out. There's no judgment here. Next video, I'm diving into a topic I don't see covered enough: pregnancy fitness and safe exercises for each trimester. Because yes, you can exercise while pregnant, and it's actually beneficial. See you there, mama. You're doing great.